An awkward text message from my uncle. I am in complete shock. I really don't know how to react to this. I feel uncomfortable. Don't know how to handle the situation. I'm panicking. So today my uncle sent me a meme. I laughed about it and asked him where he got the meme from. He replied, then asked me about school, about my major, how many classes, and if I have a boyfriend. I replied to the school questions and then I said no in relation to the boyfriend question. Then he wrote, just telling the truth. Hell, if I was single, I'd date you. After I responded, he said sorry, rolling eyes face. I feel really uncomfortable. I know my aunt and my uncle haven't been in the greatest term. I'd if he just said something that he didn't fully 100% thought through. I don't feel comfortable talking to my family about it because we are like a blended family. I don't like confrontation. I don't feel comfortable looking or talking to him at the moment. 20F, just FYI. I don't know what to do. Do you guys think I'm overreacting? Would this make you feel uncomfortable? What would you do? Thanks a lot in advance. Update. I want to say thank you to everyone who responded. I read all your messages and came to a conclusion. I felt very uncomfortable with that comment regardless of how it was meant to be said. I talked to both my sisters about the situation. I sent them both all the text messages to them. They looked into it and agreed it was very awkward. They also mentioned it was weird how my uncle only texted me. They don't receive any messages from him. They told me to talk to my stepmom about it. I did while both my sisters were there to support me. My stepmom handled the situation by texting him back. She texted him from my phone. Truthfully, this made me feel very uncomfortable. I look at you as my uncle. I don't like these comments. My stepmom told me, as well as you guys, thanks, that I needed to nip in the bud before it becomes something else. My stepmom also mentioned that this isn't the first he has done this. He's also hit on other younger girls. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was very scared and stressed out before. You guys gave me the confidence to speak to my older sisters about this and then eventually my mom. I am very grateful. Are you close with your aunt? Is she your blood relative? Maybe send her something like, hi Aunt Sheila, how are you doing, blah blah. Wait for response. By the way, can you thank Uncle Kevin for checking in? It was sweet, and he has a funny sense of humor. Include screenshot of his text. If something's off, that'll be a red flag to your aunt and you did the moral thing without making it awkward. Thumbs up. Stand up for yourself. Do not let a grown-ass man make you feel that way. Any man, ever. Call him out. As a woman pushing 40, I have been in similar shoes and have learned to call men out on their shit behavior. The fact that he is family, blood or not, is irrelevant. His behavior is 1000% unacceptable. He did think that through. He might be regretting saying that out loud to you though. Please tell your family he said that. An uncle should never see their family in that way. It's disgusting. Expose his trashy behavior. This is definitely odd behavior. I'd feel uncomfortable too. I hope you're okay. You are 100% not overreacting. I would feel extremely uncomfortable if one of my family members did this. You have every right to feel uncomfortable in this situation. Your feelings are totally valid. You need to say something so this doesn't happen again. I would talk to a member of the family you are closest with who you can trust. Thank you so much. I recently talked to my two sisters. I'm waiting for my older sister to get back home tomorrow. She suggested speaking to my aunt. I'm kinda going to wait for her to get home because I'll feel safer if she around with me. Then I'll prob speak to my aunt, grimacing face. Should I break up with my girlfriend? We've been together for 6 months. She has multiple mental illnesses and past trauma that makes her fear abandonment to a point where I can't bring up anything that's wrong about her or how our relationship isn't going well. She will start crying for a few hours and I have to calm her down. If I ask for space, break up or even suggest to her that we won't be together for some time, I'm almost certain she will kill herself. I don't even know if I love her anymore. There's so many things that are making it hard to tell, and our relationship becomes more and more exhausting by the day. We are too different when it comes down to it, and she acted in a different way than she actually is when we first met. She thought I was a perfect human and would do anything to please me and still thinks way too highly of me. I don't see our relationship being healthy, I feel like it's breaking me in a way. I have to still show her affection and try to do things with her even though I don't really want to. I can't talk about anything that's wrong with our relationship or she will think it's all her fault and that I'm going to break up with her. It has almost become a chore to spend time with her. Sometimes it's fun, but the things we do would often be more fun to do alone. She does give me a lot of affection though, and I crave it. It's just hard to give back. There's way too many smaller issues to get into, but I just wanted to give you guys an okay idea of what's happening. I just don't know what to do. I'm all she really has and I don't want to make her upset. She's talked multiple times about suicide, and in a non-threatening way suggested to me that she will if we break up, and I really don't want to feel like I'm the reason she kills herself. If I'm going to break up I have no idea how. Any reason I will give, she will take as being 100% her fault and that she's a terrible human for it. And there's so many reasons. Update: thank you everyone, for your advice. I decided I'm going to talk to everyone who I know that cares for her even a little bit and make sure they will regularly check up on her and help her through it. I just went through our Discord server and cried my eyes out, reading all the good times we had and how much we loved each other in the past, and I started having second thoughts. But I just can't picture us staying together being beneficial to any of us, so I'm ending the relationship tomorrow. This is what the majority of people have been saying, although it seems like you all understood it as I never like spending time with her anymore, and that she was aware that she was threatening to commit suicide if I broke up. I have no doubt breaking up is the right decision, even though it will probably hurt much more than I realize. Update 2. I broke up with her. I promptly to express that it wasn't her fault, and that I still care greatly for her well-being. Things didn't go plan, as her friends and the few family members that care for her weren't responding after I broke up. After her trying to call me 47 times and begging me over text, while I desperately tried to come in contact with someone in her support network, I picked up. I know she owns a gun and it was very likely she would have killed herself if I blocked or ignored her. And it was really devastating reading her pleading for us to find a solution. She wanted to know what made me want to break up, since she was under the illusion that we were perfect for each other and would spend the rest of our lives together, and didn't think much was wrong. I really wanted to hang up but I couldn't. I did try my best to convince her she didn't want to know all the reasons. I did a very poor job of trying to explain it in a very surface level way that wouldn't make her blame herself, but I couldn't even really put it into words, especially words that wouldn't make her hate herself x 1000. 20 minutes later one of her friends came online and convinced her to hang up and call said friend. I'm sorry I didn't follow the advice of just being cold and blocking her. It was very unhealthy that she held me emotional hostage, keeping me in call and forcing me to go into depth about why I broke up. I kept it vague and a little misleading, but I'd do it a million times more when it quite possibly kept her from suiciding, as I don't think it was an empty threat at all, as she has BPD and abandonment trauma. I was just told she's feeling better, and she stopped messaging me after I told her it was very abusive and I'd block her if she didn't give me space, forever. I obviously underestimated how much she didn't feel this coming, and didn't plan it well enough, making sure her support network was on standby. She was in shock for quite a while and couldn't see why I wanted to break up. It kind of made me panic. So if you're one of the people who commented or messaged me privately, I hope you learn from this. Absolutely make sure there's multiple, supportive friends/family ready to talk to your ex. So also maybe consider paving the way for the breakup a little. Mine was very sudden and put her in immediate shock, and she didn't really know the exact reason for the breakup. Maybe it was just denial, but it felt bad nonetheless. So maybe try to think if it would land a little better if you explained your reasoning a little more than things aren't working out. But that would depend a lot on your partner's awareness of the situation. So thanks for everyone's advice. I feel like you talked me into making the right choice and that it didn't go bad overall. My mind has calmed down after the sudden panic and intensity, so I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Smile. Yes, you should break up. This is emotional abuse, and the longer you stay in the situation, the worse it will get. I understand that she has mental illness, but you do not have to make yourself responsible for her or her actions. Get out while you still can. It has almost become a chore to spend time with her. Yeah, that's a we should break up sign. I don't want to make her upset. That's not a valid reason for not discussing something. People get upset. People are going to get upset. People even get upset in healthy relationships. If I ask for space, break up, or even suggest to her that we won't be together for some time, I'm almost certain she will kill herself. You need to tell people close to her immediately after you break up if this is the case. Beyond that, it's out of your control. Run. Her reaction is not your responsibility. Threatening suicide is just a way to lock you in and make you feel that you cannot leave. Suggest therapy, and be honest. This is not healthy for you or her. Another example of setting yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. You need to leave this relationship. Just tell her you're not happy and go. Reach out to her friends to say that she needs their support. When you break up with her, don't get into why, just say you're not happy, you're breaking up, and not to contact you again. If she tries to bargain with you, then you say I'm not changing my mind, and leave. Don't get into a big conversation about it all. If she threatens suicide, then say I will call the emergency services to look out for you, then leave. You are not responsible for her actions, only for your own happiness. And it doesn't sound like staying will make you happy. My husband has become a video game streamer and talks with multiple girls. My husband has become a video game streamer this past year. We've been together for 7 years, but married for 1. I don't mind the streaming, but have recently re-downloaded Facebook to see what the streams looked like. There are multiple girls commenting and he says I just don't understand. I got a little bit suspicious, so I looked at his FB messages, and he's messaging most of them too. It didn't seem to cross the line, but I still didn't like it. He says he just has to be nice and acknowledge them so they will give him stars. I've brought it up the streaming multiple times, but nothing changes. We just had a baby and he can barely sit 2 hours with her in the hospital, but can stream 4 hours at a time. What should I do? He's not going to quit streaming. Am I being unfair? Do I just not understand it? Edit. He has a full-time job and does streaming at night from 9 to 2. Our newborn is an hour away in the NICU since she was born early. He's an alright father. Streaming doesn't seem like a problem, and the talking with the girls, his audience. What is concerning is that he can't be with his child for long periods of time. That's a problem. You need to focus on that. If your premature baby is in the hospital and not safely at home, he should be worried about her. Hopefully he dotes on you and cares for her. If so, then the gaming might be his way of grieving her health issues, because focusing on that worry can be grueling at times. But I agree with other comments. If he's only talking to his girl viewers, he doesn't care about ratings at all. Male viewers vote too. I'm confused. Is he doing streaming for fun or to make money? If it's for fun, yeah, he has a problem. But if he is doing it for money, it's basically a job. However, he can set his own hours, so you should have a talk about this. I'm not sure if the fact he has female video game buddies or whatever is a big deal. I'd be more concerned that he can't sit with your newborn for 2 hours. Is he a good father? Is he helping you around the home? Is he putting more effort into video games than he is the relationship? I think those are probably more important questions.